Yeah, shall we see if we've got anything then? So with a potato, typically you pull the root up. So see what we've got. So we've had a question about how to know when potatoes are ready to harvest. The telltale sign really is when they start flowering. So any time after they started flowering, you can harvest them. But what I tend to do personally is let them die back, and sometimes even further than this. So till they almost disappear. As long as the ground's not waterlogged, the potatoes will store in the ground. So wait for them to flower. If you try and harvest them before that, you'll get very little potato underneath the plant, because the potato produces the tubers at the same time as flowering. So once they start to flower, you can try and water them a little bit, because that's when the tubers are swelling. So you'll get a better harvest that way as well. And also all the dieback, so all this, they look unhealthy, but actually this is a healthy sign that the plant's taking all its energy and putting it into the tubers. So these should be ready for harvesting. So these are a main crop and King Edward. So generally a main crop will take 15 to 22, 23 weeks to mature. These have been in 20 weeks, so these were put in March. So these are prime time for harvesting. Earlies, as they call them, they don't take quite as long. As the word suggests, they're ready earlier. It normally tells you if you buy proper seed potatoes, it will tell you on the packet what variety they are, so if they're earlies or whatever, and it'll generally tell you how long they typically take to mature in the ground from planting. I like to drop the watering off a couple of weeks before I harvest, mainly so that the soil's dry, so that when you take them out, the potatoes are dry, and I'm hoping that's what we're going to see in here. As long as you've watered them when they start flowering, give them a couple of good soaks, and then let them dry out, they'll absorb that moisture, and the tubers should swell and be a reasonable size. Yeah, so we'll see if we've got anything then. So with a potato, typically you pull the root up. So see what we've got. See, these are all quite small for King Edwards. So that's a sign that they've not had enough water. Yeah, they've obviously struggled because of the lack of water, but we've tried to be careful with water. Not what I hoped. They're still edible, but it's just a matter of they'll be boiled rather than mashed or chipped. We have got another bed that we can have a look at and see if they've fared any better. They're slightly in more shade, so hopefully they've developed a bit better.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, good. When you're ready, mate.
Right, so we're going to have a go at this bed of potatoes. Let's see if we've got anything any better in here. So, no, they're about the same. Oh, they're slightly bigger, maybe. A few more on that one that's a reasonable size. So apart from the size, there's plenty of potato. What I have noticed is that bit of green on the potato. If you eat that, that'll give you an upset stomach. Yeah. So you can still eat the potato, but you cut the green off. So what I am tempted to do, perhaps, is to leave the rest in. As I say, they've been in there 20 weeks, which they say 15 to 22 weeks is average for a King Edward. Maybe we'll leave the rest in for another couple of weeks. I think it's just the warmth, and they've not had enough. We've had no rain. I can't remember when it last rained, it seems. But I'm sure we'll moan when it does rain. So yeah, perhaps leave these in. I might give them a soak. The plants are dying back, so the potatoes are still maturing. You're not going to get masses larger, much larger. The other thing with potatoes as well is when you're getting them ready for planting, they have these eyes on them, and as they what we call chit, so they'll put a root like a shoot up. If your seed potatoes got lots of shoots, you tend to get lots of potatoes but smaller. So if you rub some of those shoots off and leave 2, maybe 3 shoots on, you should get bigger potatoes but fewer. But that could be another reason that I can't remember not doing it, but possibly sometimes you put them in and then more shoots grow anyway because they're under the ground, you can't see. That bed is exposed to the sun all day, so it's really, really dry. This one, you can see it is dry, but maybe it stayed moist for a little bit longer. Keep them somewhere cool and relatively dark. Don't store them near onions, because they don't like one another, spoil each other if you like. So yeah, don't store them in the same drawer as an onion because it will spoil both. In a paper bag is better. Don't put them in plastic like you buy them in a supermarket. Put them in a paper bag, they'll keep longer, keep drier, keeps the moisture out of them. Yeah, keep them dry.